Okay, Jason Momo, JM on the Fly. Got my Pinky here, JM Pinky, and this guy here. Basically a craft fur SF fiber brush minnow. Got a weighted head on this one. You could go with an unweighted head. What's the difference? Well, there you go. The difference is you use a fish skull, the weighted fish skulls, bait fish heads, or you go with the fish mask. So you have unweighted. So there you go. You could do it either way. Basically a shrimp, bloody piece of meat, or bleeding minnow pattern is what it represents. Works awesome for stripers. The colors, the pink colors, for some reason they just love it, and that's what they want to eat. So that's why we do this. Let's take a really good look at this guy, and then I'll show you how we tie it. Again, I'm going to zoom in on this guy here. Let's get it on the film. Okay, there we go. Alright, basically, nice little pattern, 2.5 to 3 inch bait. And it is absolutely a neat fly. So what we're going to do here, let me just see if we could get this into focus and do what we need to do that way. It wants to focus on my shirt, so don't know what the deal is with that, but either way, let me see if we could get this thing. Sometimes if I move it, she'll zoom in and focus a little bit. Back off just a little bit on that. There we go. Now she should come into focus a little better. There it is. And you can see the craft fur fly. And basically it's tied with a brush. We've got a brush, craft fur, and some pink SF fiber to give it a little bit of flash. Salmon color, which is underneath there. If you look in the fly, you can see there's a salmon color. That's the same thing. Salmon color brush with a little bit of SF fiber in the same color. And for a tail, we're going to use some red craft fur. Remember, when this thing's wet, it comes down to a very tight silhouette. So that is our focus right now. So let me see if we can get this baby tied. And again, just give you a nice good look at it. Apparently it was lighting that was my problem. So there you go. That's it. Okay, Pinky. So we're going to tie the Pinky. And again, you could tie it in the weighted or the non-weighted version. Same situation here. Going to go with an SC, a Gamakatsu SC15. And these craft fur flies are so easy to, I mean, when you start making brushes and stuff out of this craft fur, the flies just fold together. You can make anything you want and really have some of the best competitive streamers. You go out there and compete with the best that you could buy. And again, make them yourself. Make them on your own. A brush machine is, of course, very, very, very responsible. I mean, it's. I don't know if I could do anything without it. I mean, the brush machine's unbelievable. I'm gonna take a bit of craft fur. Again, I just hold the tips, and I'm just gonna pull that out and separate them fibers. We're gonna take them fibers. This will be our longest part of the tail, so we want that to be, if we want a 3-inch minnow, you could just figure. There you go. You got about a 3-incher. That's the max. And again, we're just going to tie that in. I like to swoop underneath that and hike that tail up a little bit. We're going to snip that off. Come back to the same chunk. So come back to the same cluster you just pulled them long ones out, and take the next batch of long ones, lay that in place so it falls just a hair short of the other that you just put in, and again tie them in. This is your nice red tail you're going to end up having at the end of this. And that's about it. That's about all you really need. Again, tie back, and again your brush will hold that in place as well. Now we're going to come in with the salmon colored brush. Again, craft fur. This is craft fur and SF fiber mixed together. And again, we're just going to tie this in. You can't get any more durable or more easy to tie. I'm tying the brush in. I'm making a wrap, teasing back the feathers. I'm teasing back the fibers of the craft fur, and I'm coming straight around and I'm wrapping again. I mean, how much easier could it get to tie a fly? I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable. Look at that. Tie it off. Reach in with the scissors. Snip that out. Set down your brush so you have it for your next piece. And again, you're going to see a little metal stub sticking up there. I just take the pliers, I go right on top of that, and I just roll it right around. Remember, rolling it around just increases the durability of it, and you wrap over top of that. Brush. Anytime you're using craft fur or you're using brushes, you're going to have to brush them out. So we're going to do a step. Believe me, these are so durable. You can just take this brush and just hit it hard. Just like that. Next step, we're going to go with another brush, our pink one. Okay, so we're going to tie that almost to the eye, and we're going to come back to where that joined. Right there, get that wrapped on there, and the same thing, we're going to come around, teasing back fibers as we go. We don't want to trap any of them. We'll get them out with a brush if we do, but we really don't want to trap them. We got to bring that up, and I'm going to, because I just want, on this one, you can put as much or as little as you want on. That's the neatest part about these brushes. And I'm going to tie that off right there so we get a little less of the pink in the front, and it gives us a little bit more to see through to that salmon color. Again, find your shank, find your wire. You can see my wire sticking up right there. Find your wire and roll that baby right around and into the product. And again, just come back, put a nice little head on that, and let's do the same thing. We're going to comb that out just like we did the last one. Beautiful, and you can see how nice that fly is. It comes right back into that red tail at the end. We could tease out some fiber, we could do whatever the heck we want. But basically, I'm going to take a fish gall and I'm going to dry fit it. And I want these, I'm actually tying the weighted ones right now. So I'm going to use a weighted head. And I'm going to lay that baby in just like that. And that looks like it fits about perfect. See that? Wonderful. So that will work. We can finish this off. 2, 3, 4, 5. What finishes right there. Come in, we're going to snip that baby off. Again, nice professional looking flies with very minimal work. Again, this one here, because it is, you use a Bondix if you're using the clear head, but we are using the super glue gel because we are working with the sinking head. Now we just take our head, and you can see we have glue gobbed on that all over the place. Make sure the heavy part of it, of the head, there is a top and a bottom. The heaviest part is down, just like that. Run that baby right on there like that so that you can see the eye. Turn it, make sure that everything's correct and that you can see the eye. Come in with your scissors. That is all cut out. We will come right in. We're going to snip out and clear the gap of our hook. Just like that. Okay, so you see we have a nice clear gap. And we just simply have to add our eyeballs, and we will be done. So again, squirt out just a teeny little bit of glue. Just touch it. And the nice thing about these metal ones, they come with their own eyes that fit. If you use your fish skulls at all, if you use the fish skull masks, the plastic ones, the size of the mask is the size of the eye. So if you use the number 5 clear mask, like that, you'll use the number 5 eye. And again, I'm going to, a little bit of glue out, just touch that. Way too much glue. Way too much glue. No biggie. We're just going to scrape a little bit off. Grab our eye. Lay that baby in. Just like that. And again, just slowly push it in place. I don't get too fussy with this, and I'll tell you why. Because if you look at the eyeball there, it looks a little messed up. But we have a cure for that. And one thing I like to do with these is, when they're all said and done, not the plastic skulls. Usually I let the plastic skulls go just the way they are, but the metal ones, I just take some Sally Hansen, hard as nails, and come right over the top of that whole deal, and then until you let that baby dry. See how clear that makes that, and just makes for a nice clear, beautiful looking fly. That's the Pinky. Pinky, we got a little red patch. If you think you got a little long here in the fibers, no big deal. So you could come in here and you could just kind of eat away at them. See what I'm doing there? And I'm just kind of chewing that down. Remember, the profile is going to be about like that. This is going to come down. So it doesn't need to be crazy. That minnow pattern right there, that's what that thing's going to look like when it's all said and done. And that is a nice minnow pattern. And that's a JM Pinky. JM on the fly. And I'm out of here.